It's not fair, Ames. It's not fair that you won't be with me when the lights go out. I love you.
Welcome to Legends, a series that delves into the lore within Horizon Zero Dawn, a world with an abundance of powerful and moving history begging to be explored. Today, we attempt to shed light on a mysterious event that occurred towards the end of the 21st century in the midst of humanity's last stand. The two clashing sides of the Pharaoh Plague and Operation Enduring Victory came to define the final era of life as we know it on Earth, and is given substantial attention and recorded thoroughly in the present lore of Horizon, and rightfully so. But behind the front lines, outside the reach of the nano-haze and gunfire, the civilian populace was fighting for their own survival. Though the propaganda machine of Enduring Victory monitored all correspondence from those in combat and continued to push the narrative of the Zero Dawn superweapons program and potential salvation, this false hope could not hold back the relentless desperation in the hearts of the world's populace. This is perfectly encapsulated in the data point, "Please reply," a rejected correspondence to Sergeant Ames Gulyev from his wife, Roshana.
Ames, I don't even know if you're alive anymore. The mails I get from you, they say they're from you, but they don't sound... They sound recycled. Phrases put together, and you don't say anything about the news I pass on. The containment zone, the rebreathers, the rioting, One Earth. What happened in the Dallas bubble, Ames, that wasn't the robots. They won't even give me a straight answer when I demand to know if you're still alive. They just say if your messages keep coming, then you're still operational. It's not fair, Ames. It's not fair that you won't be with me when the lights go out. I love you.
Which brings us to the specific focus of our exploration today, the Dallas bubble, and trying to reveal what exactly may have happened there. First and most importantly, we know the tragedy that occurred was not perpetrated directly by the Pharaoh Swarm. As Roshana states, that wasn't the robots. Next, we have mentions of rebreathers and a containment zone. This gives us a clearer indication of the message being sent sometime around mid to late 2065. As mentioned in Data Point Biosphere Degradation, time-stamped August 2065, we come to learn the following. Operational Atmospheric Collapse, OAC, is currently predicted for mid-November 2065, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatuses to operate in the open, and civilians will only be able to survive inside sealed structures. This containment zone may refer to the sealed structure or bubble used to house the population of Dallas, as the outside atmosphere was no longer livable. This type of mass containment of a dense and frightened populace must have been a powder keg of anxiety and panic just waiting to blow. All that was really needed was a catalyst to ignite it. The next reference I find particularly interesting is the mention of One Earth. Throughout the 2030s and 40s, pro-Earth/anti-human groups such as Wheel of Life and the Naysay Doomsday Cult propagated terror attacks in hopes of thinning the human population, thus helping the planet to heal. The name One Earth and the previous context leads me to think that they may have been a group with a similar philosophy to those that preceded it. In such unsustainable environments in which people had to live in order to survive towards the end of the plague, any chemical or bioterror attack would have been devastating. Whether or not this kind of planned attack did occur, it would only be a matter of time before the overall situation deteriorated, sparking riots and mass anarchy. Not only would this kind of situation be incredibly difficult to defuse with the proper resources available, but most that were able had already been sent to fight the swarm. Also, the security and SWAT bots that have been heavily relied upon by the police of the time to deal with this kind of unrest may have been deactivated in order to avoid them being slave to the swarm and turned against the populace. All of these factors would have inevitably led to a tragedy. There is, however, one other reference in the lore that may provide a different and perhaps even darker explanation for what may have transpired. This can be found in Interview Travis Tate.
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas bubble serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, it was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
In this context, the Texas and by association Dallas bubble is in reference to more of a religious association than a physical structure. If this is indeed a direct link, we can assume whatever transpired in Dallas had strong religious or cultist overtones, akin to a Jonestown Massacre type tragedy. What exactly transpired, we can't be certain, but judging by the emotional response of Roshana, it must have been rather severe. Though a tragedy in and of itself, evidently it was just one instance of many of civilization's implosion before their inevitable eradication. And that brings our journey to an end. If you'd like to see more content like this, likes and shares are always appreciated, and if you really like what we're doing at the channel, come join our community and hit that subscribe button. Also consider supporting the channel on Patreon to help us meet our goals and to supply more quality content just like this. Check out the link in the description. The topic for today's video came from one of you, our awesome subscribers, so if you have a great idea or question that could inspire our next episode, let us know in the comments down below. And until next time, thanks for watching, and keep questing.